Good morning, everyone, and welcome back. I feel like I was just here.
What?
I know, crazy, isn't it? I didn't even get a break. So, yeah, good morning. Welcome to Adobe Live. My name's Howard Pinsky, Senior XD Evangelist here at Adobe, joined by the awesome Jessica Moon.
Well,
how's it
hello.
going?
Good.
You were a previous guest on Adobe Live.
I was.
And now you're an Adobe employee.
Yes.
That's crazy. So what do you, tell the good people what you do, who you are, anything you want.
So,
I'm gonna take a break.
Yeah, as you drink your tea. So let's see, I came on the show a bunch and loved XD, and then eventually made my way into the ranks of the XD team. So I'm a senior manager for the design team. I work on a lot of stuff related to collaboration for XD.
Nice.
So the stuff we see with design systems, a lot of the stuff that we're looking forward to, you know, with states and upcoming things. So very fun and excited to be here.
Nice. Are you doing any work with live collaboration?
I do.
Nice.
Yes.
I can't wait
I
for
do.
that. When Talon and Andrew, it was Talon and Andrew showed off the demo. That was crazy.
Yeah.
And that was a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
No, that was a few months ago, possibly.
Yeah.
So that was like a very early version of, because it's coming later this year.
It is.
That was an early version, and it was still amazing.
Yeah, and it's we've been doing some great stuff there, and I just cannot wait until everybody sees it.
I know, I can't wait.
It's gonna be amazing.
I
so.
can't wait, and that's coming with versioning's also in the works.
Yep.
There's a lot of really cool stuff coming.
Yes.
States you
and
mentioned.
states.
Yeah.
States
I was actually
definitely-
talking to Andrew Shorten this morning, and we were talking about hover states. I know we kind of we initially agreed to not really talk about hover because we see so many people in there, but I'm going to talk about it because I talked to Andrew this morning.
All right.
And it's interesting because I kind of covered this this morning during the stream. Hover is an interesting thing because at the current state, at the current time, we could offer hover if we really wanted to, right?
Sure.
But the problem is with auto animate, it looks at the differences between two artboards or wired up artboards, and it animates the changes. So what it would require you to have two separate artboards just for a hover state.
Right.
And because hover is not available, it's not a thing on mobile, it's only for desktop. You'd imagine you'd have 1920 by 1080 artboard, and then you would have another 1920 by 1080 artboard, and the only change would be a tiny little color change.
Right.
Then you would have another one for another link. And you'd have like potentially 10 artboards just for hover states, which is ridiculous. Nobody wants that.
Yeah.
If I was a customer and a company gave me that and said, here's hover, not gonna happen.
Right.
So the team is really thinking about it in the proper way, and they're saying, listen, we don't want to offer that. So the best solution is to offer states, so you can animate between different states.
Yep.
And in order for states to be possible, components have to be available.
Right, because when you're thinking about components and you're making scalable elements, whether it's a button or a navigational menu, right? There are different layers, so to speak. And so, yeah, we see the need to really kind of connect that to those two kind of interactions. So
Totally.
Definitely.
Yeah. So hover's coming. States are coming. Things are maybe taking a little bit longer than some of you would like, but trust me, I want hover. I want hover now.
It's gonna be good.
But it has to be done right.
Yes.
Gus is asking, I wonder when there will be blending modes and multiple gradients. Interesting. I know the team is thinking about a lot of that stuff. Can't give specifics.
Yes, we are thinking about it.
Yes. I thought you were going to reveal something. Yeah, a lot of that stuff is definitely on their radar. If you go to adobeXD.uservoice.com, you can see a lot of the requests that have come in, and the team really tries to prioritize some of the ones that are really at the top. Hover is at the top. And of course, there's other things. Guides were at one of the top requested. Paco to the rescue. So yeah, there's a lot of things the team's working on in addition to the big features like live collaboration and versioning and states and hover and that sort of thing. So stay tuned. XD is, look at today's update, right?
Yep.
You have components, big feature. You have linked assets, big feature. But they also have things like text transformation. Fairly small feature. So there's a team specific to working on some of those quality of life design-based features. So there's definitely going to be sprinkles of smaller features and some bigger features. Yeah.
For sure. Yeah, I mean, I think that the big ones are going to be really trying to help people do their work faster, right? And so design systems is huge, but at the same time, we know we want to keep bringing those kind of little quality of life micro interactions and that fidelity to make just craftful, beautiful pieces.
Totally.
On XD.
Awesome. So with that all being said, what are we doing today?
So I just moved to San Francisco about 4 weeks ago, and I think that we were talking about what should we design, for the next couple of days.
Yeah.
And so I have a dog and 2 cats, and my dog before, if I wanted to go to like Disneyland or something, I would just kind of punt him over to the parents.
Punt him over like a football?
Well, I honestly would just drop him off at the parents' house and then just kind of see, I'm gonna go have fun.
Right.
Which was great. It was free. It was awesome. And now that I live in the city, the parents are, millions of miles away. And Millions, trillions. I can't just punt him over to the parents.
They're living on Pluto.
Yeah. No, really. So here I am in San Francisco trying to figure out where to bring him, what to do with him. He's at home. He doesn't understand why there's no yard for him. Because I live in an apartment now.
Right.
And so it's been hard. So I've been Googling a lot around, where can you bring dogs? What restaurants can you take him to, or if there's any, if I wanted to go stay somewhere, where do I want to stay, that kind of thing. And it's been a journey, so.
I can imagine.
And you have a dog.
I do. I have a little Yorkie. He's super cute, but we run into the same thing. We've moved, my wife and I have moved 8 times, I think, in the last 10 years.
Like almost every year?
Yeah, it's crazy. We moved from Florida to Colorado to California,
wow.
back to Colorado,
Dang.
back to California, and then another move within the Californias.
Yeah, that's tough.
There's a lot of moves, so we run into the same thing. Like, where can we bring our dog? Do we have a good pet sitter? And even when we do have a good pet sitter, things happen, right?
Yeah.
Recently, our go-to pet sitter, one of her dogs passed away. So it's like, do we bother her to,
go watch our dog?
Watch our dog. I know your dog passed away. It's sad,
terrible.
but so we have to find alternatives. And there's, like you said, there you got to find vets and you got to find parks and restaurants and that sort of thing.
It's pretty overwhelming.
Yeah,
and
I can't bring my dog here to host the show.
Yeah, that's true. Well, if I brought my dog, it probably would wreck everything.
He might cough less than I am, but
Yeah. So, right now I've been Googling stuff. I'd love for it to be in one location. I'd love for it to be on the go because I'm on my phone. And I just want him to explore life in San Francisco with me.
Yeah.
So thought it'd be cool to maybe make for the next couple of days, a dog app for dog-friendly people who want to understand where they could bring their pets.
Totally.
More or less.
Yeah, and throughout this process, we're here for an hour today, and then 2 hours tomorrow, 2 hours on Thursday. By the way, we do have chat and win in about half an hour. So just, chat and win.
What?
I don't know. But you'll be able to win 100 stickers from Sticker Mule, which is pretty cool. So throughout this process, we're going to be really taking advantage of some of the new features that have shipped just today, or I guess technically it was last night for some of us, mostly today. Design systems, we're going to be using that. Yep. We're going to be using components. We might get into, probably won't get into keyboard, maybe we'll get into keyboard shortcuts, possibly. You'll be using rulers. So we're gonna kind of split this up. Usually it's just like me sitting here talking and then the guest doing the hard work, right? So we're gonna tag teaming this.
He's gonna need some work.
I'm gonna be working on some of the design system and components piece of this, and then Jessica's gonna be working to wire things up and then eventually add, high fidelity screens, prototyping, that sort of thing. So it's gonna be fun, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
And then
I mean, true
poor
design
Paco over there is gonna have to split our screens up and then go to one screen and go to the other screen.
Great.
And Paco's great. We're gonna work him.
Yeah.
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 Alrighty, so where do we start? We kind of we sketched things out yesterday.
Yeah, I do have the sketch.
Oh, you have it.
I have it. So this is kind of something I do often, is pull in, this is off of our whiteboard wall, just a couple rooms away.
Might still be there.
I didn't erase it.
No, it's still there.
So we just basically quickly said, okay, we're gonna make this app. It has no name, by the way, so if people have a clever suggestion, please feel free to throw it in the chat.
Yeah.
Until then, it's TBD app.
It could stand for something. Something dog.
TB dog.
I don't know.
To be dog.
Tiger
born dog.
Sure.
Let's see. So I'm gonna just scroll in real quick so you can see my chicken scratch. I don't expect you to be able to read any of this. But we're thinking about making, a splash screen for this this kind of experience, and then you log in, and then in this really awesome sketch here, people would land on some sort of search home, because I just want to find out right away, where can I take my pup? And so we'll make a search home screen, and then typical to kind of like discovery experiences, we want to curate a couple areas because it's hard to just kind of know where to go. And so we'll make basically, what does that even say? We're gonna make,
I know one was like parks and one was restaurants and
there you go.
Chicken scratch.
Parks.
You should be a doctor.
I think a lot of patients would not be happy with my scratch. Parks, lodges, places to stay, and then food places in case you want to go for lunch or dinner and you want to have a nice dog-friendly patio, right?
Oh, we've got some
and there's
names coming in already.
recommendations.
Bon dog. I don't know what that means.
Dog maps?
Tog.
Poodle
Pup
map?
friendly,
Pup
dogs
friendly?
maps.
I love
dog
it.
Maps.
Tiger-born dog is what we came up with, but obviously it's a terrible name.
Maybe if maybe Gus over there can get some of the better ones and throw them into a poll, or maybe Tim or somebody, and then Fido find. Well, I kind of like that one. It's kind of cool.
And so we'll have some curated areas to look for parks or food or places to stay. We'll make a little, side navigation to kind of go quickly through some of these areas, and then we'll make a overview page for each of these curated pages, so you can kind of see all top recommended parks in your area. San Francisco for me, and if you have recommendations, I'm definitely looking for them. My dog's a little antisocial, by the way, and so
me too.
Ideally leash on parks and not like leash off or like a gigantic Saint Bernard's going after my little Shiba would not be good. Search results, so if you're going to be searching for something in particular in your area, we want a search results page. And then the detail page, no matter which one you're in, whether you go to a curated page or whether you go to the actual search result, to the location, and then kind of some information on it.
Punt your pup.
Punt your pup. That's what I do. In a very delicate and humane manner.
I like it.
Punt your pup.
Yeah.
Punter.
Something with punt in it.
And then and so that's it. And then if we have a little bit extra time, whatever, throughout the week, we can do profile pages. I know you were talking about a play date, which would be fun.
Yeah, that's something that we've run into. We want to find play dates for our dog, and we don't know where to go.
So.
Yeah. So. This is kind of how we're gonna do it. We're gonna start on my screen here, and I have already saved this file, which is a completely empty file, but Jessica already has this file. This is what we're gonna be using for the design system. So I'm gonna start by just, working on some character styles. Let me go ahead and create an artboard. I can just, create whatever. This is an artboard, beautiful. So we can work on colors, character styles, some components, and we can also utilize designs or current UI kits if we wanted to. So if we go over to, very quickly, let me show you, the Adobe XD website, go to the resources section and then UI kits. You can actually grab a design systems file. There's a brand new UI kit right here, great design system. And if I can find it, then I can probably just pull some stuff from that. I don't know what it's called. Semantic, maybe? I don't know what it's called. What is it called? Design system. Oh, maybe. Nope. Maybe. Possibly. Nope. I don't know. It's something, but we can make our own, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Let's make our own.
Okay. So, are there any colors or anything that really resonate with you? We can start with.
Well, I've been kind of, I don't know. I always trend towards like a salmon pink because it just is appealing looking. Yeah. But
salmon pink. Like
that's
that's
like salmon pink's got a little bit of red in it. A
little red,
reddish, orangish.
Like that.
A little bit of saturation.
Okay.
Yeah.
A little
something
saturation.
like that.
Okay.
I don't know.
This
It's a
is
fine
teamwork.
color. It's a fine color.
So there we got one color, and then I guess we can do like an offset of that.
You said you like gradients. You're on a gradient
I
kick.
do like gradients. I've been kind of in the gradient train, right?
Yeah.
So maybe we'll just do something like that. And there's no right way to set up your design system. And that screen looks a little bit different than this one. So it's a,
I love those colors. They're great.
I might want also a blue, possibly.
Yep, nice little
We'll
contrast.
just shift that down.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Shift this one down a little bit. That looks pretty good. Of course, we need some whites and blacks.
Yep.
Or gray.
Slightly white, slightly black.
There you go.
Yep.
More gray.
Can't use actual FFF for 000. That
No.
would be blasphemy.
That'd be difficult.
Yep.
Do you typically stay away from pure black and pure white in your designs?
Always.
Always?
Minus, well, white can stay. White's actually my second favorite color, but
Really?
well, absence of color, but yeah.
It does kind of look like the MasterCard logo.
I can't remember the last time I used all black.
Yeah.
No.
Usually it's like, even if I want something super dark, it's just like right there.
Right at the edge.
Right at the edge.
Right at the
that
edge.
makes me feel better. And we can kind of notice the difference, but you
Yep.
know. Matthias asked, please put blending mode in layers property. So the team is exploring. Actually, I'm not going to give anything away, but Talon was sitting right here probably a month or two ago, and he does this segment on Fridays at noon, I believe, where he designs XD with XD, and one of the features he designed live on air were blending modes.
Blend modes.
And that's a big part of actually pushing a feature forward, is designing what that looks like and how it interacts with other elements and things like that. So, you know, you never know.
You never
There's
know.
a lot of things in the works. So, Mattia, you might be pleased at some point in the future. So we got some colors.
Cool.
Obviously, we're gonna add some more throughout this process, but character styles. What are we probably like a header, right?
Not papyrus.
Oh,
I mean, I know
damn.
you were making a point, but I don't know if I can do this with papyrus.
Damn.
I
I was gonna do the
woke up.
entire application with papyrus.
That would be tragic.
What looks- no, I mean, there's always the typical. Boop, 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 boop.
Until like roulette, until you kind of come across. Now
Yeah.
that would be a great plugin. Just
Yep.
the
Yeah.
auto text.
Oh, that's kind of fun.
That's fun.
Okay, we're gonna keep that for now. I don't know if we're gonna use it, but we'll keep
Nope.
it. That's also kind of, no, I don't know if that'll work. Will that think it'll work? Probably not.
I think that would work for,
That's kind of fun.
yeah.
Maybe not as bold.
Well, you know, the great thing about this is that you don't have to commit because I will be linking all of my stuff to this file.
This
And
is
so
true, and I can always make changes.
if you
I can
regret-
secretly go back to Papyrus.
You're like, I wish that she never saw that. Yeah, no, if you go back to Papyrus, I'll just start a new doc.
Hopefully at some point in the future, if anyone from the XD team is watching, I would love like what we have in Photoshop, where you can kind of hover over some of the fonts and they automatically change, or give you previews.
Yep.
I do know that they're looking into more font-based improvements.
Yep.
So maybe that's one of them. I'm not 100% sure.
Good suggestion.
Yeah. We should probably also have something very like acumen,
Acumen.
something very simple.
Yep. Something legible.
Yeah, that's
Readable.
always fun. And then for something like smaller text,
Yeah.
you don't want to get too fancy when you're getting small, because like this, for example, if you get too small, it becomes very difficult to read.
Yep.
Because it's like one of those decorative texts.
Yep.
So maybe we'll do medium. Okay.
Looks good.
All right. So now that we have, obviously we're gonna keep developing this, and in 5 minutes you can't really come up with a really nice looking design system. But we have a bunch of, character styles. We have some colors ready to go, and we need to add this to our actual design system. So in the assets panel, oh, I already have some stuff. Hold on.
Delete.
Let me get rid of this stuff. Goodbye. Avenir's a good font too.
It is a great font. It's kind of my
I like
go-to if I'm feeling not very creative and I want something that's awesome.
Yeah, I've been using acumen. I don't know
how
I've been
to
using that a
pronounce
lot. Have you used the new Helvetica?
Yes.
You have it?
It's nice.
Oh, I haven't used it yet.
It is nice.
It looks nice. Yeah. Have you used Comic Sans? I'm sorry. Okay, so we've got a bunch of character styles. We've got some colors. I could go ahead and just add one at a time to my assets panel like that, but I could also select all of them or the entire artboard and just press the plus button.
That's
I'm gonna add
automatic.
them all there. Of course, it did add the background color, which is white, but I'll keep that there for now.
White.
Yeah, white's
Yeah.
fine. And then do that. And then I can just, this will be, which one was this? This was, I can highlight it on the canvas if I don't know which it is.
Yep.
All right, simple header.
All right.
And this is H2 maybe, because that's a smaller one, I think.
All right.
This will be fancy header. These are terrible names, but we're gonna run with them. And this one is thick fancy header. All right, so now these ones, the gray, oh, this was for the text. I'm gonna actually delete that one. So this is, we'll just name this gray. Light blue, we'll keep this simple. Salmon. Darker gray.
Charcoal.
Charcoal. Charcoal. Did I spell that right? I think I did, right? Possibly.
N-A, we need an A after the O.
Yeah.
There you go.
Aha, coal, right, makes sense. Not light blue.
Not light blue, great. It's really semantic.
I don't know. Rare salmon.
Rare salmon, I love.
It's more rare, so it's
Like smoked salmon?
Maybe.
Like-
Okay, smoked salmon. Like we smoked.
I feel, yeah. Yeah,
White.
great.
All right,
Awesome.
so
Love it.
that's saving, and the nice thing about design systems is that once it's saved, it'll go up to the cloud, and then because Jessica did import it, if you want to hop over to your screen.
Yeah, I haven't done it on this file yet, so. But
Yeah.
but you do have it shared with me, so.
Yes.
Before this, Howard went to share, and he actually invited me to that pet system.
Yep.
And so I'm already invited, so I'm just gonna go to the assets panel real quick here. And I'm gonna go ahead and link assets, and I'm gonna find that pet system that he linked me, and what it'll do is show some of the older ones, but I think that-
Did I not save it?
Yeah, and so actually this is a good point, because what happens is that as we have linked assets, if Howard makes any changes on his document and he's going crazy and doing all this fun stuff, and he saves them, then they will actually push to my document as I'm making things, and I'll get a notification that says, do you want to update these things? And then, of course, if I'm, yes, obviously I want to update them because I'm a good designer who adheres to the design system.
Of course.
And therefore, I will go ahead and accept them. And if I'm using those elements on my canvas, then it will update those as well. So as long as I accept the updates.
Totally.
So, you know what I'd love, by the way, on your screen
Yep.
is a button.
A button.
Or
Oh, yeah.
two. And
So-
body text, actually.
Okay, so let's go ahead and
Yeah.
let's add some body text.
I need to probably, as I'm putting together this thing, I'll need, a logo.
Yep.
I'll need some text, like body copy. I'll need maybe like a placeholder thing for images, because we're probably going to use cool images and gradients. And
Oh, gradients. We didn't do gradients.
I mean, you like gradients, right? So, I'll have to figure out a way to
We did not
put
do
those
gradients.
in there. Yep.
Okay, so I've got some body text. Now, we probably want some sort of placeholder text, so I'm going to use a plugin. Up in the plugins menu, if you do go down to discover plugins, there's a ton of different plugins that you can really dive into, but one of them is Lorem Ipsum. Place with, yep. There we go. Got some body text. Fancy. So I can go ahead and add that as a character style. This will be body text. Perfect. All right, so we also need some buttons.
All right.
Or gradients. Gradients too. Let's go ahead and do a gradient. Because why not, right?
Because it's beautiful.
I know, well, not a linear gradient.
So that's a little less beautiful.
Not a radial.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll do that. Do a light color at the top.
Yep.
Ooh. And then slightly darker.
Ooh.
We probably don't want to go too crazy.
Yeah.
That looks pretty good. What do you think?
It's very beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful blue.
Yeah. Oh, you have an update.
I do have an update, actually. So I was gonna just showcase this. So I just realized what happened was I had opened this file a really long time ago. And so I opened it back when you had the other colors. And so if I were using this thing, midway and I'm kind of creating this experience, it will notify me because you're pushing these updates that I have a lot of things to change around my assets. And so if I hit update, now what we have is 11 new assets that were added from your pet system.
Yep.
And we see we have gray, light blue, salmon, not so light blue, smoked salmon, or, oh, that's such a weird name for color. And then we also have a lot of your headers, right?
Yep.
So I'm gonna go ahead actually and delete these because they were from the old design system.
So it did not delete those because there's a possibility you're still using them actively.
Which is great because what if you were making some files and you wanted to actually keep one of your old components and then you said, you know, and if I had to push the updates and not be able to keep that, that would be tragic.
Yeah.
So, yep. So I'm gonna just go ahead and delete all these. Oh, I had made the CTAs. A CTA button would be helpful too.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll keep that on that artboard. Let me make another artboard just for our components. And we'll start simple. We'll do a little CTA button. And I'm just gonna grab my rectangle tool, draw out a button. That's a beautiful button. Just gonna round out the corners. Do you like rounded corners or sharp corners?
For mobile, I like rounded for the most part, you know?
Yeah, and for those in the chat, let us know. I always, throw this poll out there because it's fun to see. Do you prefer on your buttons rounded corners, sharp corners, or does it just depend on the situation?
Yep. I think it does depend on the situation.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think it really does.
Although it's nice, you're on this kind of rectangle screen, so you get to more or less kind of have a distinct sort of button.
Yep.
Let's see. Home search. And in the meantime, I'm also going to start setting up some flows. Oh, look at that dual action there.
Fancy.
So fancy. Let's see. We said parks. Parks.
Oh, look. So we've got Alejandra, rounded.
Everyone's
Rockio,
rounded.
rounded.
Unanimous rounded.
Pokehan says depends for sure.
I agree.
Circles.
My boss only likes sharp corners, so I go rounded whenever I can.
Oh, okay. I like that, Chris.
Viva la rounded.
You need a new boss.
Interesting.
So Matthew says it depends, but research shows rounded buttons have higher response.
I mean, it does seem like a more unique object, and if you're kind of trying to decide what's interactive.
I wonder if that's because at all, text fields tend to be sharp corners, right?
Right.
So there's a possibility that some people could mistake a sharp cornered button for a text field, possibly, if it's designed poorly.
Yeah, I suppose
Possibly.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just making things up.
People just like circles.
Yeah.
That could be it too. I mean, people here clearly like circles, rounded things. It's kind of the.
Remember the day when they had those pill buttons? They were like the rounded but with the gradients that like.
Oh, those good old like bezeled sort of pill buttons.
Oh, bezel.
Bezel.
Oh, Talon saying, I like a good rounded corner in the 4 to 6 pixel range. Very specific.
Yep.
I like that, Talon.
I do too. Let's see, parks, lodges, lodging.
So I am adding a few more colors. Because I tried both blues on this button, and neither of them, they were kind of like in between.
Yep.
So I created another element.
Press me.
Yeah, press me. And then I need another character style for button text.
Yep.
Someone said, Pinsky, you should have some stickers. I know, I should have some stickers.
Oh, yeah, your laptop
you have one
is
sticker.
so
I know, it's so
zen.
I'm very minimalistic. I like nothing. Has the update hit? Yes, the update has hit. If you haven't received the update, go to your Creative Cloud app, hit the little dots at the top right corner, check for app updates, and it will be there. Hopefully.
Yep.
Yeah. Cool.
Let's do search.
Alrighty, so I got the button. So now at this point, I have this button here. Because you're gonna be using it throughout multiple artboards, multiple documents, possibly multiple screen sizes, I definitely wanna convert this into a component.
A
component.
That's really
exciting. It's a brand new term. If you missed the stream this morning, which I'm still recovering from, you can now convert things into components, which used to be called symbols. Bernadette started the update during the first stream.
Awesome.
And she just finished. Yeah, the internet over there must not be. Because we updated a few computers here and it was like within seconds it updated. So there must have been something, maybe, I don't know, something was going on. But thank you, Bernadette, you are here. Nice to have you.
Yep.
Go have fun with the update.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
and
we have Gayatri.
Gayatri, hey!
Yay!
One of the designers on our team.
I love it.
Fantastic person. It's also her birthday today.
What?
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday! That's awesome.
Yay!
That's a good way to celebrate your birthday. Seeing one of the features that you worked on come to life, and we're using it.
I know.
Yeah.
And everybody gets to use it now.
Yeah. Oh yeah, awesome. But what I was saying about the stickers is in 11 minutes, you can win 100 stickers with Chat and Win. Yeah, we can't. But
We can't.
They can.
That's why you don't have any stickers.
No. There's another laptop here. I might just like start chatting and try to win. Anyways, components. So just like you can convert a symbol into a component, you can now, what did I just say? Just like you were able to convert elements before into a symbol, you can now convert elements into a component. Now the difference is mind-blowing, right? So when I first convert something into a component, it's got this little diamond at the top left.
Yep.
That lets me know that this is the master component. I love that, the master, right?
It is the master.
So any changes made to the master component will push those changes to any instance or duplicate that where those properties were not updated. So let me show you what I mean. So we've got this, I'm gonna duplicate, this is an instance because there's no little diamond at the top. So this is an instance. One, I can resize it. So I can make this button bigger or smaller. And responsive resize works really well. Now if I jump into the master and change the color of this button, it's gonna change it throughout everything. Very similar to how symbols did, right? But components brings override. So I can jump into an instance and change the color of this button. Let's make it gray. I can change the text to black. This is an ugly button, but we're gonna run with it. But even after these overrides, I can also grab this text and move it over here. This wouldn't make sense for a button, but I can do that. But even after all these overrides were done, it still remains linked back to its master. So I can really right-click, edit master component. If I didn't know where it was, it would take me directly here.
Yep.
And I can make changes. So if I wanted, instead of rounded corners, if I wanted sharp corners, because I'm Chris's boss, I can do that, and it changes there.
Sharp
I can
corners
also
onto
change,
Chris.
yeah. Even though I made many changes to the text, I can change.
Yep.
Yes, I did it.
I don't know why you would.
Papyrus. So you can do that because the text properties of that specific, the font was not overridden on this button here.
Yep.
It changes. So there's a lot of really cool things you can do with overrides. Obviously, this is an ugly example, but I showed some pretty cool examples this morning during the stream of some powerful things you can do. But the point is, with this just one component, I can pass it on to Jessica in her document in the design system, and she can do whatever she wants with it, right?
Well, so I was gonna say on that note, your button's very big.
Oh, okay. I mean, you can make it as small as you want.
I mean, I can override it, yep.
But yes, it is.
But yes, right now it's about the size of
All right, fine. I'll make it smaller. I'll make the text smaller too.
Yeah. So just saying, I can go with it, but yeah, it's a little big.
Better?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
What is the size of that button now?
Oh, I have
something like
63. Oh no. Oh, I'm working on massive artboards. This is like 600 pixels wide. I didn't realize how big the artboards. Oh, Talon's saying Hillary has some big plans for components. Ooh.
Yes, she does.
Yeah, if you thought components were cool now.
Wait till you see components.
I sometimes lurk in our Slack, our components Slack group, and I think it was Meredith posted something. I can't say what it was, but she posted a video of like a proof of concept that she coded. Cool stuff. Yeah.
No, I'm super excited.
And it all just like started from a conversation the engineers were having. Like, wouldn't it be cool, or why can't you do this with components? And Meredith was like, okay, let me try that out, right?
Yep.
It's super. The team is amazing.
Yeah.
They're so cool over there.
Yep. Totally agree. All right. Well, so in the meantime, I think that because you were making everything on a massive artboard.
Yeah, this is like a 2,000, almost 3,000. Why am I working on massive artboards? Okay, I'm gonna work on some normal sized artboards. We're doing mobile, so let me make a mobile. What size mobile are you working on?
Good question. I was on the 375, 812.
375.
So yeah, that one. Yep.
That's a bit. Look at that. Look how small and cute that is.
So yeah, it would be great to change those. But in the meantime, I'll just start, using some stuff, and I'll just start making this.
Because it is a component, and because components can be overridden and resized. Now, of course, the constraints are on, so the text is remaining the same size. But if I turn the constraints, I can let me actually show you. So on the text layer, I can turn off fix width, fix height. And then it resizes, right? Super cool.
Yep.
All right, so that's probably a better size.
Yes.
Make sure it's centered. Whoops.
And in the meantime, I'm gonna just start wiring some stuff here too.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, we've got some gradients going on.
I'm using your gradient. Yeah, I made an element there on a splash, and so if you decide to change your mind and you don't like blue gradients anymore, it'll, you know.
Ooh, Arbor is asking the big question. Any component benefits in repeat grids? So this gets me super excited. Let me, I gotta show you this.
Yeah.
We're gonna take a break. I mean, you have to do this on days. Let me close a lot of this stuff because
I'm gonna keep wondering why you do that.
I have way too many my computer's gonna spaz. Let me ungroup this grid. I did show this off during the stream this morning, and there's also a video on letsxd.com that shows this off. So here's a card that you might use throughout whatever documents, whatever projects you might be working on, right? And you might want to hold on, I'm getting ahead of myself. I had to do this morning too, I missed this. Ungroup these, no one saw this. All right, so we've got this card, right? And you've all used repeat grids before. You can press this button over here to the right, boop, and drag out additional cards. So we've got a few cards going down the artboard. I can hop over to Finder. Let's actually use some dog images for this one. Drag some dog images into here. We've got some great images. That's a cute image. Oh. So cute. I can also,
Is that photoshopped? I don't know. I guess that could happen in real life. It's adorable.
I know.
Grass.
So let me make some changes to this. That looks good. Perfect. Okay, so we've got this repeat grid. You all know, you all love repeat grids, but you know, you can override text. So this could be, what's the name of your cat?
Shadow.
Shadow. This doesn't look like a shadow, but we're gonna
My
run
other
with it.
cat's name is Ember, but you know.
Okay,
My
what about a
dog's
dog?
Kiba is my
Kiba?
dog. Kiba is a cute little Shiba though,
Kiba?
but
Like that?
that'll be fine. Yep. Yep.
And then mine is called
yours?
Dexter.
Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah. So repeat grids, you can override text, you can override images, right? But if I did decide to go ahead and jump in here and let's say this heart I wanted filled. If I press that on that repeat grid card, it fills all of them. Because that's what repeat grids do, right? You can make change on one of them and it syncs throughout all of them. That's the benefit of repeat grids. However, and this got me super excited the first time. Actually, where was I? I think I was in my office at home, and I discovered, because I was testing out components, I discovered that this was possible, and I ran into the bedroom where my wife was, and I just
ran?
I know I did. I was so excited, and I started explaining to her that this was possible, and she's like, okay, good job. But with components, you can add components to a repeat grid and essentially override the repeat grid.
Yep.
So exciting. So for example, like this follow button, right? I'm gonna grab these two elements, convert them into a repeat grid, Command and Control K. I can just name this follow. And let's say I wanna convert this heart into a repeat grid, or not into a, whatever this is. Component.
Yep.
And then this border for the stories, do that as well. Now, when you first initially convert it, it's gonna be a master, right? So if I were to make changes on this one, it's gonna make changes on all of them. So what I'm gonna do, just to make sure it is, you know, I can override this first card. If I don't wanna override this first card, I don't have to worry about this. But just to make sure I do, I'm just gonna duplicate and then delete the master, just so I have only instances inside of this first card. Just like that. So now they're all instances. Of course, if you have them in your assets panel and you drag them into a repeat grid, they will only be instances, right? So now that we have components within a repeat grid, and because it's a repeat grid, I only had to do it once, now they're all components, I can jump into any of these. And previously, you can override text, but now I can grab the button and override the button. I can override this heart to make it filled, right? I can turn the border on this, make it, let's say, it's an ugly color, but let's go for a gradient.
Yep.
We'll do like an orangey, kind of like stories on Instagram, right? There we go. And it applies it to only those specific cards because components can be overridden.
Yes.
Super cool.
Not very destructive at all.
Not destructive.
Super easy to edit. Love it.
Yeah, and again, they all still remain linked back to the master. So I can always edit the master component, even though the master is is not in this repeat grid.
Okay?
I'm getting too excited about components.
Breathe.
It'll pop the master here.
Yep.
And I can just make the rounded corners and, you know,
Volt.
there you go.
Have rounded corners.
So, Arbor, sorry.
Arbor?
There's your answer. super excited about repeat grids, components, all the things.
Yes.
And you know, the team, Hillary and Meredith and Swap and Anaru and Talon and everyone else, there's some amazing engineers and designers, and they're working on some amazing things over there, and components will get even better. States will make it even better.
Yes.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. Okay, we've gotten, you know, I don't know how long the stream is. When does the stream end? 27, okay. We have time.
All right, cool.
Cool. Let's go back to what we were doing.
Let's see.
This is what happens on launch days. You just go onto these weird tangents.
Everything is possible.
Yeah.
Yep.
Talon saying, pro tip, designing with repeat grids and the Google Sheets Yes.
Yes.
Yes. I'm not gonna get into that because I don't wanna go too far into a, you know, rabbit hole, but we have 45 seconds till chat and win, which is cool.
Wow, that 45 seconds. I haven't gotten really far on this at all. I was too distracted by all the fancy stuff you just showed.
So Antonio was asking, why did I delete the master? So in that case, the, can you access the master again? Yes, you can. So the reason I deleted the master in that case is because the master components were in that first card of the repeat grid. And just in case I wanted to override just the first card, I wanted only instances up there at the top in that first card. Otherwise, if I were to edit that one, it would propagate to all of them, because when you edit the master, it pushes the changes.
Yeah,
yeah,
it
exactly.
pushes it back out.
It does, yeah. But yeah, you can delete the master completely from your document, so your artboards.
Yep.
And it'll still be available in your assets panel, so you can always pull that out and make changes if you need to make changes across everything. So the team thought of everything, which is super cool. Look at that. I wonder if those are components. They're probably not. But they could be, right?
They look beautiful.
Yeah. Is the first component always the master? Yes.
Yes.
It sure is.
Yes.
So, chat and win time. When we come back, we're gonna take a very quick break. I'm gonna cough for a little bit. When we come back, let us know what your favorite new feature in XD 19 is, and one of you will win 100 stickers from Sticker Mule. We'll be right back. And we are back. So, let us know in the chat what your favorite new feature in Adobe XD 19 is. Someone's asking about coughing. Yeah, I've had this weird cough thing for the last like 2 weeks, and it's at the end of it, so I'm probably not contagious.
Raspy. Oh my gosh, it's too late for me.
Components by far.
Components.
Component breakdown, overrides. Components.
Guides.
Oh my gosh, components.
Yeah, well, components and grids.
Yeah,
Yep,
guides. Yep. Look at all those, yeah. A lot of people.
Components.
Anissa says design systems, yes.
Design systems are awesome.
Yeah. I don't think people are really, someone says hover, winky face. Anel, one of our awesome regulars, congratulations. So you just want, someone from Behance will reach out to you just in a minute or two, and you will win 100, or you did win 100 stickers from Sticker Mule. Yeah, I don't think people are really, until they really dive into it, design systems is super powerful.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I think we'll see a lot of this come to fruition tomorrow, especially on the next day, because there is something to having someone who is thinking about kind of how it all goes together, how the aesthetics, how all of this systematically kind of is created, and then someone else who's just trying to make the fastest flows and ideas possible, right? So, you know, in this case, you know, you are worried about trying to make sure you're creating this cohesive brand, this cohesive experience. You know, you may be building multiple products or trying to create a system for them all. And I'm just this one person who is trying to make, you know, a specific flow for this app. And instead of me having to do all that work, connect back with you, make sure that all of those updates are there, I can just focus on making the best experiences at this kind of more micro level while you're kind of flowing this stuff to the top. So it's powerful, super powerful.
Super powerful, and it's only gonna get better.
Yep.
Someone did point out, I forget who it was, but they were saying that XD is incredibly smooth in the performance. And that's something I really love about what the XD team is doing, because they work so hard to make sure that performance is at the top of its game. And you know, they'll completely redesign a feature just to make sure that it doesn't bog down.
It's really serious, you know. I just joined a couple weeks ago, and one of the things you do when you're joining a new team as a designer is really trying to understand like what the principles are.
Yeah.
What are the things that really like are part of what makes this product the product? And performance was by far one of the most talked about things, next to just trying to create the right, experience, of course. But
Yeah.
that's, our engineers are awesome.
Oh gosh.
They-
So much respect for them because
Yeah.
at the very beginning, XD had, it was fairly basic. I think we can all, agree to that. Of course, it had
was a
repeat grids
BB.
from the beginning,
Yep.
but it was, a little BB. But so performance was easy to handle back then.
Yes.
But now we've got auto animate, we've got components, we've got all these different
Yes.
things.
Design
that,
systems, cloud docs.
Yeah, exactly. That have the potential of bringing down the application in terms of
Yes.
performance.
Yes.
But it hasn't.
No.
Like I have so many documents open, these massive documents that I
Yep.
can just cycle through. And things are running fine. Like zoom in, zoom out.
Yep.
These huge documents. I mean, the Photoshop team designs Photoshop inside of XD. This is an actual file of the Photoshop
Yep.
UI, right? And it just zoom in, zoom out, everything's fine. Yeah. Oh, so Dennis just kind of touched on what we're talking about. Can you make colors and asset libraries shareable? Yeah. And that's one of the features that came out today
Yep.
is linked assets, colors, character styles, and components. And that's what we're doing
Exactly.
right now.
Yeah, I mean, and you're gonna see a lot of that tomorrow as well, but just going through, I'm using basically everything. If you look at the assets panel on the right here, or on the left here, everything is linked to the pet system that Howard created. So if Howard changes this gradient, because he thinks that, red's cooler tomorrow, and he pushes that change, then I am just gonna be able to accept that. And that's how it's linked. So
Yep.
linked assets are pretty awesome.
And I am noticing that I didn't name that component, the button component, so I'll fix that for you.
Component 5?
Yeah.
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 No, great. And I actually went ahead, and so, you don't have to, if you're a designer on a project who's just trying to create your own flows, you don't have to only rely on the design system, right? So if I wanted to throw some images here, I already made myself a component here, I can go ahead and stick any of the colors that are in the design system to that thing.
Yep.
So, that's gonna be my component, and then whenever he makes a change to that blue, it'll update there too.
Yep.
So,
And because you're now adding your own components and your own colors and character styles and things like that,
Yep.
at the top of the assets panel, you can also filter.
yes.
So if you just want to see a certain type of asset or you want to see only assets that have been linked or local,
Yes.
you can do that.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So,
All right, so what else do we need? So we got a button. That's a good start, right?
maybe I shouldn't have used blue for that.
I'm gonna delete this artwork. This is massive.
So I'll make this blue. I think we need a smaller button, like a secondary button at some point. Or like
Okay.
a link, maybe like a link, I don't know, with an underline.
Oh yeah, okay. We can do that. We also need
Oh, we need cards.
cards. Yeah, I was about to get to that. So we need cards. So the premise of this app, if you're just joining us, is to find pet-friendly places like parks and restaurants and lodges for your pets. And so we'll need for search results or the home screen to showcase featured places. We'll need little cards that kind of pop up. So I'm gonna work on one of those right now.
Yep. And there's that. I'll just assume
I'm gonna
that
make a
goes
full
from
width
there.
card. I'm gonna keep the corners straight for this one for now,
All right.
but we can always make those changes later if we had to.
Oops.
And just to really let you know that this is a placeholder, I am going to use this.
That cat reminds me of my cats when I give them a bath.
Yeah.
Except I usually have more like scars on me. I actually have scars from a recent bath
Oh no.
that I gave my cat.
Yeah, cats do not like water.
Neither does my dog. My dog, I thought that dogs were really into baths, but my dog screams bloody murder whenever I give him a bath.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, Tim, that cat does look super happy. So I'm gonna use that as the placeholder. And then you have a bunch of images on your computer you can just swap in there.
yes.
So I'm going to, Tagio's asking why, so if you don't have the new version of XD, XD19 with guides and polygons and components and all the things, go to your Creative Cloud app, click the dots at the top right, and then use the check for app updates button, link, option, whatever you want to call it. And I don't know what it's called.
That thingy.
It's a thing.
Yep.
All right, so we've got this image in the background for this card, and then what information should be on the card? Probably
Let's see. We
the
would
name of the
like
place.
the name of the place,
Yep.
and then maybe a little picture of the place or whatever it is, and then some information about leashes, on and off leashes,
Okay.
maybe hours,
Oh yeah.
maybe just a general rating,
Right.
some
Yeah.
sort of if it's a great place or not.
Okay.
This is the card for the results page, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And that picture in the background is going to change based on whatever it might be. So right now it's just a cat,
It's so cute.
ugly cat.
He's not ugly. He's just unhappy. I gotta defend this cat. He can't say anything for himself. Let's see. Menu icon. Yeah, let's go ahead. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and make some random stuff to just keep this going. Let's see. We need some sort of search.
Now, I am noticing the issue now. Because I designed all these massive,
Very big.
they're very big in my,
Yep.
yeah.
That's okay. I'll.
I need to fix this. So
Yeah.
this is, let me make this like 32. 32 is a nice height, right? Or for a header. What do you typically use? 40?
Depends on the font, I guess.
That's true. This just looks weird now.
It looks really tiny.
I know.
How big is your artboard?
This is like the 3,000
Yes.
pixel artboard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I messed that up. Let's do this like 16.
Let's
That's
see.
Tiny bit better.
Well, in the meantime, I'll just put some placeholders here and keep going.
Okay.
I
I will fix this mess.
Looking for. Maybe this will be down here more. And then we want to have a second thing. Let me just go ahead and give those a
So
grade.
Richard is asking, how did Jessica get the document from Howard to the shared on the cloud? Yes. So this design system that I'm working on, I shared it to the cloud. I just went up to the share menu at the top right, and then I invited to edit. And when you press on that, you can share whoever you want. If you're going to be using it, the document, you can just save it. You don't have to invite yourself. But if you invite to edit, you can add email addresses. So I added Jessica's, and then she got a notification. It appeared in her shared to you section when she went to link the asset, and you know, the rest is history.
Yeah. I can open up his file whenever I want now.
Yep. And she can completely mess it up if she wanted to.
But I'm not going to, because I have implicit trust in you. Let's see, looking for. Let's see. Here. Let's just
Okay,
make
these are looking a bit better.
Yep.
All right.
I think for now, I'm going to make everything pink that needs to be replaced, so I can look at it easily.
That's a good idea.
So, near San Francisco. Actually, go ahead and make it all pink and terrible to see. Looking for.
She's asking, how can I share files? Yeah, so there's a share button at the top right corner. You can't miss it. It's a big blue button. You can press that. You can invite people, and yeah, there's the button right there.
Right there.
You can invite people to edit. So if they want access to the design system, they can do that. And if you want to share it for review or development, you can also do that from here as well.
All right, and then press me.
Okay, so this should start looking a bit better. Oh, of course I need to make them different color.
I love having sentence case, title case.
I know. The new
Title
text
case.
transformations are pretty nice.
Right? Instead of having to manually put those in. Ugh, tough. lodges top food near you.
So Ashish, we're not working on the same file per se, but Jessica did load in the assets from this design system that is on my computer. And as I update the components, the character styles, and the colors, they're gonna be basically, Jessica's gonna get a notification in her assets panel, and she'll be able to accept them. So it's not live collaboration, which is coming later this year, but it's definitely, you know, it's a step in that direction.
And, you know, just kind of reading what Richard said around me deleting assets affecting Howard's, it won't because, so the way that it works is that when you link a design system to your file, so I'm in Pet Mobile and he's in Pet System, is that I'm actually basically linking and kind of importing his assets. And so I can still keep my own local assets that I want, and I kind of have. So if you look at my bottom, we have, let's see, I should rename some of these. Actually, I'm gonna update all these. But I basically made, this is mine, just made this. I made that component, and you can kind of also see that it's mine because it doesn't have that little link right there. But for everything Howard made, if I hover over that, you'll actually see it says up-to-date pet systems. So it actually shows the file that he's making, so I know that those are his. If I delete it from here, though, it's not a big deal. So because every time he pushes an update, I'll get the opportunity to just put those back in if I want to.
Someone's asking about importing Photoshop files into XD. And you can either drag them in, you can file open. I have a video on letsxd.com that shows that process. And of course, there will be some things that won't transfer, it will not transfer properly, because Photoshop is a very different beast than XD. But if you're working with artboards and vector images and that sort of thing, vector images, vector shapes, those will all transfer properly. Smart objects, I believe, will expand when you transfer things over. So yeah, if you're doing UI and UX stuff in Photoshop, which a lot of people do, bring it into XD and just continue going.
And I'm gonna go ahead and make that. So I'm just making some temporary stuff while you're making those components. I kind of can just see how this flow looks like from my chicken scratch. So we have this very ugly logo, and then we have a very ugly logo going on top there again. This is a component, so once you make that logo, I could just plop in your logo, or I'll make it, somebody will make it. And then from here I have a little menu icon to select, little area to do parks. San Francisco will be the search. This press me button, which I think will say search. Is there a clever way of saying search with dog sounds? Search, find, woof. What do I say? Bark, bark, bark and woof, arf.
I don't know. Maybe the chat knows.
I was gonna say, wouldn't it be cute if there was a way to say search or go and it was dog centric? I can't be clever on the spot. You can't figure it out. Whatever.
Fetch.
Fetch.
Lisa, thank you.
That's brilliant. I love it. Oh my God, that's amazing.
Yes, Lindsay was right behind with Fetch.
This is great. All right. So cute. All right, so you'll have the see all, top parks near you.
Look at all these people who are much more clever than we are.
They're much more clever. They were like in 2 seconds, like clearly it's Fetch.
Hey, it's been a long day.
I'm wiring and designing here. I can't think of copy at the same time. All right, cool. So we'll have that location and then use the same kind of results here. Oh wait, no, you don't want that. Your results.
So what I'm doing over here is I'm starting the process of adding icons to this little card, right? And the cool thing about components is you don't really have to, I mean you can, but you don't really have to create a separate card for parks and a separate card for restaurants and lodging. You can create one card for everything. So I can have all the icons in here, and then when you're throwing them on the various screens, you can just remove the icons you don't want to use. So you can add elements to components, you can remove elements. So what were some of the other icons that we needed? We need the leash icon.
The leash icon.
Restaurant.
What else? Hours of operation and location.
Oh, hours and location, okay.
Yeah.
It's got a little park.
That's cute.
Yeah, I think that could work.
That's what it's for, but it'd be cute.
That one there, and then hours, so probably a clock.
Clock, or time.
Oh, there's so many clocks. And before people start asking, this is the Nucleo app, and I have symbol icons loaded in, and I've got a bunch of different icons that I'm just pulling from. The problem with having so many icons is you can't decide which clock icon to use.
Oh, they all look so nice.
I know.
I don't know.
This
Maybe,
one's probably...
yeah, that one's pretty easy to scan in 2 seconds anyway.
Yeah, okay, I'll use that. And
Yep.
then location. That was fine, okay.
See results for parks in San Francisco.
Yeah, I beat them to it. What's that for icons? Nucleo. There's a million. What icon service do you use?
I actually just like to look at stuff on the Noun project. That's
Yeah.
kind of always my go-to. I
Yeah.
just like how unique they are.
Yeah.
I mean, I think there's so many great icon sets out there, but and I kind of use those for go-tos. Plus, we have our own amazing icon system in our design system team here with Spectrum. But if I'm just trying to find something ad hoc, I like to just feel inspired and look at something cute on the Noun project.
Totally.
Yep.
Oh yeah, and Tim pointed out fontpick.com was created by one of our Adobe Live
Yes.
guests.
Yep.
Super cool.
Awesome. All right. So I'm just gonna say your component's gonna go in there. Oops.
Also going to convert all of these into components. So you can have components within components within components. You can really go down some
This is
weird rabbit
very,
holes.
very Matrix, very
Yeah.
Inception.
So yeah, Alex, Nucleo is $99 if you do want access to their icon library. Otherwise, the actual application is free. So if you have icon libraries already, like on my, I purchased symbol icons, many years ago. So I can just like load in symbol icons into Nucleo and basically use it as an icon manager. So if you already have your icons, and it also comes with some free icons from Google, I think, as well. I just like it as a manager.
Let's see.
All right, so we've got place, we've got hours, a bunch of different icons. All right. Am I missing anything on this? This cat kills me.
He's so
So we've got the place, we've got a bunch of different icons that you can use.
Maybe like a bookmark thing somewhere.
Ooh.
So if we want people to be able to save some places, they can kind of have a collection. Yes.
This will probably go, let's go to the top right corner.
And then this one's gonna be lodgings.
This will be a component.
Hotels.
There we go. All right, so now I'm gonna select this entire thing, make this whole thing a component. Even though it has components within it,
Yes.
you can do that. And the benefit of having all of these icons as components, if at any point in the future, let me show you, this is kind of cool. Let's say the clock icon, right? Let's say that clock icon, I was told, wasn't fancy enough. We want to go with something a little bit more fancy.
Fancier clocks.
Yeah, let's go for this icon.
Oh, it's
here,
cute,
right?
actually. Yeah.
This one?
Yeah,
it's
I
not
like
bad.
It. Yeah.
So I got this. I'm gonna convert this new clock icon into a component. And all I have to do now is grab the new clock icon, drag it on top of the old clock icon, and it's gonna swap it. And it, if I had, if you had that old clock icon on hundreds of cards possibly, it would just swap it all.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just magical.
Cool stuff.
All right.
Oh, we've got like a few minutes left. Oh no.
All right.
3 minutes left. Thank you, Paco.
Let's see. It's a miserable looking cat.
I know. But it's now in the design system. It's yours
This
to
is
do what
great.
you want with it.
Yep. I'm just kind of going through a couple more little things here and there. Temporary title. And let's see. Logo. The component you made will go there. I'll repeat grid it. This is good. Search results. So take that. And
Oh, yeah.
wow, that pink is terrible.
Adobe Live and Gus just reminded me that I will be here right after this stream again. I just never leave. I'm just gonna stay here and stream
It's like
all
the
day,
Howard
every
show.
day. It's just me.
How's your voice gonna?
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm not gonna be able to talk by the end of this week. But yeah, the XD Daily Creative Challenge is coming up right after this stream, so stick around for that. We're gonna be kicking off the first challenge, and we'll talk more about components probably. Oh, here's the schedule.
Oh.
Yeah.
Super
So we have a lot going on. So Jessica and I are gonna be here every day until Thursday at 9:30 p.m. or a.m., not
AM.
p.m.
AM.
Gosh. I might be here at
That's you.
9:30 p.m. I don't know. And then we got the Daily Creative Challenge with me, the XD Challenge, and then Terry White is right after me with the Photography Daily Creative Challenge. He's doing some cool stuff with photo editing. And then Eunice is coming up right after that at 12:30.
Poor Howard, haha. It's okay, it's great.
I'm gonna take a
talk about
month-long
components.
vacation after this. No, but you know, honestly, I love doing this. Even though my voice is terrible this week, I love just being here, showing off new features, designing things.
Yeah,
It's a great job.
it's awesome.
Yeah, so that'll just about do it for this stream. Today was weird. So we had the first stream, it was an hour of the new features and then an hour of this. Tomorrow we'll be back to a regular scheduled program. So we'll be here for 2 hours tomorrow morning. We're really gonna dive into this and really start, making this application come to life. Yeah. So stick around just a few minutes. I'm gonna shift over a little bit and I'll be back with the XD Daily Creative Challenge and I'll see you all, gosh, in a few seconds. See ya.
Their work complete, are headed back to the lab. Testing 1,